One moment they were the definition of success, style, and stardom, and the next the world stood still. You remember where you were when you heard about it, don't you? The names, the headlines, the heartbreak. Some people don't just live, they light up the world. And when that light is suddenly snuffed out, it leaves a darkness that lingers forever. Let's talk about the legends who were living the dream, but died before they could even finish their story. Kobe Bryant, the king of the court. He didn't just play basketball, he was basketball. Kobe Bryant, with his Mamba mentality, became a global icon. He wasn't just known for his 81-point game or 5 championship rings. He was the embodiment of discipline, drive, and greatness. Off the court, Kobe had it all: a beautiful family, Oscar-winning storytelling skills, and a future that looked brighter than ever. He had transitioned from basketball superstar to full-blown mogul. But on January 26, 2020, everything changed. A helicopter crash in Calabasas took Kobe, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others. The world didn't just lose a player, we lost a father, a mentor, a symbol of excellence. Social media exploded, stadiums filled with silent tributes. Even people who had never watched basketball shed tears. Kobe was that kind of legend. His death reminded us all that even the giants can fall. And when they do, the ground shakes. Paul Walker, fast, furious, and forever missed. Blue eyes, golden heart. Paul Walker wasn't just Brian O'Connor from Fast and Furious. He was the guy everyone wanted to be or be with. Off-screen, he was a surfer, a father, and a philanthropist. He lived for adrenaline and authenticity. Paul was the essence of the good life: fame, fortune, and freedom. But he never let it get to his head. He was often seen helping strangers, quietly funding charities, and spending time with his daughter Meadow. Then came November 30th, 2013. Paul was attending a charity event for his organization, Reach Out Worldwide. On a short drive in a Porsche Carrera GT with his friend Roger Rodas, the car crashed and burst into flames. The two never made it out. The shock was seismic. His Fast and Furious family was devastated. Fans held car meets across the globe in tribute. Even today, Paul's name carries a sense of what could have been, a life that was not just lived, but cherished by millions. Aaliyah, the princess who was just getting started. Aaliyah had that something, a silky voice, effortless style, and a presence that couldn't be taught. By 22, she had conquered music, acted in movies, and was just about to take over the world. With hits like Try Again and Are You That Somebody, she didn't just top charts, she influenced an entire generation. Artists like Rihanna, Alicia Keys, and Drake cite her as a blueprint. On August 25, 2001, after filming a music video in the Bahamas, Aaliyah and 8 others boarded an overloaded plane. Minutes after takeoff, it crashed. No one survived. The news felt unreal. How could someone so full of life be gone in an instant? She had just begun her next chapter: Hollywood stardom, bigger albums, more greatness. But fate had other plans, and fans were left clinging to the brilliance she left behind. Heath Ledger, the Joker who took it all too far. Heath Ledger was an artist, a shapeshifter, a risk-taker. From Brokeback Mountain to 10 Things I Hate About You, he proved he could do anything. But it was his role as the Joker in The Dark Knight that cemented his status as unforgettable. He didn't just play the Joker, he became him. Heath locked himself away, kept journals, pushed his psyche to the edge. The performance won him an Oscar, posthumously, because on January 22, 2008, Heath Ledger died of an accidental overdose. At just 28 years old, he left behind a daughter, a grieving family, and a world in awe of what he had just begun to uncover in himself. The ultimate irony, he gave the performance of a lifetime and didn't live long enough to receive the standing ovation. The thread that binds them. What connects Kobe, Paul, Aaliyah, and Heath? Not just fame or fortune, but the way they made people feel. They brought joy, inspiration, and a touch of magic. They lived the good life and made it look effortless. And just when we were getting used to them being part of our lives, they were gone. Each story feels unfair, too soon, too shocking. too painful. But in their short time here, they lived bigger than most do in a lifetime. They were more than celebrities. They were cultural anchors. You started reading this remembering that one moment, when the headlines broke and the world paused. Maybe your heart sank. Maybe a tear fell. These weren't just stars. They were pieces of our memory, music, and meaning. The legacy left behind. Kobe, Paul, Aaliyah, and Heath didn't just leave a void. They left us with lessons that continue to shape the world long after they've passed. Their work, their energy, and their passion live on in the hearts of those who were touched by them. Kobe's Mamba mentality is still an inspiration for athletes everywhere. His focus on excellence, his work ethic, and his commitment to growth still resonate with anyone who strives to be the best version of themselves. Paul's love for life, his authenticity, and his philanthropic work continue to inspire. The way he lived, the way he loved, he taught us how to live with purpose, to use our time wisely, and to never take the good moments for granted. Aaliyah's music, her voice, her energy, they still echo in today's artists. She taught us about the power of individuality, of being unapologetically yourself, and she set the standard for the artists who followed in her footsteps. Heath's performance as the Joker has transcended film. It's not just a character, it's a study in transformation, in dedication, and in the power of losing oneself in the work. It showed us the extremes that some artists go to in order to bring something truly unique into the world. Their legacies remind us that life is fleeting and that we should never take a single moment for granted. They left behind more than memories. They left behind a blueprint for what it means to live fully and authentically. The impact on us all. When we lose someone who feels larger than life, it shakes us. We remember where we were when we first heard the news. We remember the pain, the disbelief, and we remember the impact they had on us. The world paused when we lost Kobe, Paul, Aaliyah, and Heath. But in that pause, we also remembered what they gave us. And that's what keeps their spirits alive. We share their stories, we celebrate their lives, and we honor them in the way we live ours. They may be gone, but they are not forgotten. Their legacies are alive in their fans, in their work, and in the way they shape the world around them. Keep their stories alive. So if their stories moved you, share this tribute. Let their legacies continue to inspire others. Let them live on through the memories they've left behind. And if you want more deep stories that honor real lives and raw truths, don't forget to hit subscribe. Join the journey as we continue to explore the lives and legacies of those who shaped the world, whether through sports, music, or film. Remember, the light they brought into the world still shines, even in the darkest of times. And we can all keep it alive by celebrating their lives, their work, and the mark they left on this world.